The first time I ever heard the word Qorin, I didn't understand what it truly meant. People whispered that everyone carried a shadow, an unseen twin born from the same moment as us, a creature that watched, followed, and sometimes whispered in the dark corners of our thoughts. Some called it a guardian, others a curse. For me, it became the beginning of a nightmare I will never forget. I was 17 when I was sent to Al Munawwara Islamic boarding school, a place of discipline and faith, hidden deep in the quiet hills of central Java. My parents thought it would strengthen my spirit, make me more obedient, more devoted. The school stood tall with its white walls and green rooftops, surrounded by forests so dense that the wind itself seemed to carry prayers and secrets. On my very first night, I sensed something was wrong. The girls' dormitory was packed with metal bunk beds, rows of sleeping figures breathing heavily in the dark. But as I lay down, I felt eyes on me, not just from one side, but from every corner. My breath caught, and when I opened my eyes, I saw her. She stood at the far end of the room, my exact reflection. Same long black hair, same school uniform, same faint scar near my eyebrow. Her lips curved into a smile that wasn't mine. I blinked and she vanished. I told myself it was exhaustion. I told myself it was fear. But deep down, I knew it was real. The headmistress, Astaza Zara, was a strict woman with piercing eyes. She often spoke of temptations, of the battle between light and darkness that each of us carried inside. One evening after Maghrib prayers, she gathered all the senior students in the prayer hall. The lamps flickered as she revealed something forbidden, the Qorin ritual. It is said, she whispered, that if you call your Qorin, it will appear before you. It will mirror you, follow you, test you. And if you can resist its whispers, you will rise stronger in faith. But if you fail, she paused, her gaze sweeping across us. It will consume you. A chill spread through the hall. Some girls giggled nervously, others prayed under their breath. I felt my stomach twist. I remembered the girl who looked like me. That night, we were told to fast, to stay awake, and to recite verses until midnight. One by one, we were taken into a small chamber lit by a single candle. When it was my turn, my legs trembled as I stepped inside. The room smelled of burning incense. A mirror stood against the wall, covered in a thin veil. Astaza Zara stood beside me, chanting softly. "Lift the veil," she commanded. My hands shook as I obeyed. The mirror shimmered, and she was there. My reflection blinked out of sync. Her lips moved before mine did. She tilted her head and whispered, though I never saw her mouth open. "I am you, and you are me. Let me in." I stumbled back, but the Astaza's hand pressed my shoulder. "Face her. Do not fear." The figure in the mirror smiled, wider this time, her teeth sharp like broken glass. The candlelight flickered violently. I closed my eyes and recited every verse I remembered, my voice shaking. When I opened them again, she was gone. But I felt her, inside me, waiting. From that night on, my life changed. At first, it was small things. I would hear my own voice calling my name when I was alone. My footsteps echoed with a second pair. My laughter would linger in the air, even after I stopped. Then came the dreams. I dreamt of walking through the school hallways at night, only to see myself already standing there, staring back at me. Sometimes she spoke, sometimes she only smiled, but always she was closer than before. I confided in my roommate, Alia, the only girl I trusted. She listened with wide eyes and held my hand tightly. "My grandmother once told me about Qorin," she said. "They feed on our weakness. If you listen to them too much, they can take over. You have to be strong." But strength was slipping away from me. One night, after a week of torment, I woke to find Alia staring at me in horror. "What is it?" I whispered. "You." Her lips trembled. "You were standing by the door, smiling. But you're still lying here." My blood froze. As days passed, my reflection grew more disobedient. In mirrors, in windows, in the surface of water, she moved differently. She mouthed words I couldn't hear. Sometimes she banged her fists against the glass, desperate to break through. Then came the night she succeeded. It was raining heavily. Thunder rolled across the hills. I was returning from the library when I saw her, not in the mirror, but standing at the end of the hallway. Her uniform was drenched, her hair plastered to her face, but her smile burned bright in the dark. "You don't need them," she whispered. "You don't need anyone. Let me live for you." My knees gave out. I tried to scream, but no sound escaped. She walked closer, her footsteps echoing louder than mine. Then she stepped forward, and I felt her hand slide into my chest. Cold, burning, alive. When I woke, my body didn't feel like mine anymore. My reflection in the window winked at me, even though I hadn't moved. I realized then, I was sharing myself with her. Desperate, I went to confront Astazazara. I expected comfort, wisdom, or at least help. But her reaction was chilling. "You should be honored," she said. "Not all students succeed. Your Qorin is strong, stronger than most. With it, you can become powerful, unbreakable. Do not fight it. Embrace it." I realized the truth. This was never about faith. It was about control. She wanted us to bond with our Qorin, to let them grow. She was feeding them, using us as vessels. That night, Alia and I made a plan. We would escape before the next ritual. The forest was thick with shadows as we ran. Branches scratched our faces, the earth slippery from rain. Behind us, we heard footsteps, not just the teachers, but something else. "She's following us," Alia gasped. I didn't need to ask who. I could feel her inside me, clawing, laughing. My reflection's voice echoed in my head. "You cannot run from yourself." Suddenly, Alia screamed. Something had pulled her into the darkness. I spun around, and there, my Qorin held her, dragging her away. Alia's hands reached for me, begging, but my body wouldn't move. My legs were frozen, my voice stolen. The last thing I saw was her face disappearing into the shadows. I stumbled into a clearing. A small river shimmered under the moonlight. My reflection stood on the opposite bank, smiling. "You're weak," she whispered. "You don't deserve this life. But I do. Let me in completely, and I will give you strength. Together, we will never be alone again." Tears streamed down my face.